Hey guys, so I just kind of wanted to see what this looked like without having like my light on my face. It's kind of cool, but obviously you can't actually see my face. So I'm gonna put the light on. Hold on. Woo! It's a little bright. Actually, that's pretty good. Okay. Hey guys, I am Island Turtle. Welcome to BOMISpirit. This is the weekly intuitive astrology reading for March 6th to the 12th. We got a few things going on. Hold on, let me get my pen for timestamps. For my newbies, hello, welcome. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and comment. I appreciate it. Now, the way this works, I go over the astrology of the week. I give you my 2 cents on it. By no means is it an all-inclusive truth. It is just my truth, personally. I also do channel messages as well. Anything that comes through, I just tell you what I'm getting. And I do messages for the collective and in the elements, earth, water, fire, and air. And this should be time-stamped. For those of you who don't want to hear about the astrology, because I know that there are those people out there. Hello, people. Yes. Okay. So I've got that. Anything else before I get started? I tried to record this a couple hours ago, and I got taken out. I know we've been having some solar flares, and also the energy that we are working, God, it's already starting. Ugh. And the energy that we're working with for the week. Oh, hey, Clydester. Hold on. Don't knock that over, please. The energy we're working with for the week, there's a lot of third eye energy. That's why my head's covered. A lot of third eye energy and a lot of crown energy. And it kind of hit me out of nowhere. And I was like, ouch. Ooh, it's hard to think. Ouch. And then before I knew it, I got very lethargic, and I was like, okay, I need to just be out. 12:12 on my crazy clock, by the way. So don't be surprised if some of you guys are going to be experiencing that this week, or if you already are experiencing that right now. Let me do a timestamp for the astrology before I get too ahead of myself. Okay. Now, what is going on this week? We got a few things. Full moon in Virgo is on the 7th. On the same day, Saturn officially moves into Pisces. I was hoping to get to do a video on this. I may not. Can't make any promises there. There's a lot of interesting ideas as to what people are anticipating for Saturn moving into Pisces. I'm going to talk a little bit about my own observations and my own viewpoint on that. Again, not an all-inclusive truth by any means. Juno is also moving into Taurus towards the end of the week, and then at the very end of the week, Sunday, Jupiter will be exactly conjunct Chiron in Aries. Don't worry, it's a good thing. For those of you who know about Chiron, don't worry, it's a good thing. Those of you who don't know about Chiron is where we carry our wounds. It's a wounded energy. You know what? My glasses are dirty. Hold on. Sorry. Little delays and distractions here, but I'm going to keep talking while I clean. So with the week, there are a lot of aspects going on, but I really want to focus on the Aries placements, specifically between Jupiter, Vesta, and Chiron, and how they are squaring off with Pallas Athena in Cancer. I also want to focus on Mars square Neptune. That's going to be important. And of course, everybody's excited about Venus sextile Mars. That's a fun one. That's a really fun aspect. Uranus and Orcus play a huge role this week as well, specifically under the full moon. You know, we are still in this period of time where we're doing a lot of karmic clearing still. You know, we are in the tail end of the Mars post-shadow retrograde. It will officially end on the 14th. I think I mentioned the full moon's on the 7th. I think I did. I don't totally recall. Anyway, so you can still expect karmic clearing energy. And because we've been like really activated by Chiron, even like the recent weeks, this energy is continuing as it's continuing to work with Jupiter and Vesta and Pallas Athena. So don't be surprised if, there's more stuff coming up relating to getting over self-limiting beliefs, learning how to assert yourself properly, integrating any lessons that Mars retrograde taught you, which would be anything that happened in the last 6 months. Excuse me. The third eye energy is so weird because like when I was recording last time, I also had my contacts in, right? And all of a sudden it was like pressure, like all here. And I was like, whoa. And my eyes started to hurt. And then I started to feel this, like, is it still, ooh. I think this is a me thing. I must have hit my head at some point in the middle of the night or something. Like it feels like I got like smacked on the face. And don't worry about that. I'm pretty sure that's just me. Anyway, that third eye energy was just really, really intense. And so I had to take my contacts out. I had to lay down. Anyway, don't know why I'm mentioning that to you. That third eye energy is pretty prominent. Okay. Now, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, Uranus and Orcus are playing a huge role, part of that karmic clearing. A lot of changes still happening along with Uranus, integrating Mars retrograde lessons, which were all about how we are adaptable. Can we adapt to changes? Can we adapt in how we need to take action? Can we improve the way we communicate, collaborate with people? Also, are we really well integrated with these different, aspects of ourselves? Masculine, feminine is one way to look at that, but even the multidimensionality of us, right? You guys have heard me use this term before. Hold on a second. The glare is bothering me. I can't get these clean, sorry. You've heard me talk a lot about the different dimensional versions of ourselves. I used to use the term higher self, and I'm still weeding it out of my vocabulary to replace it with dimensional versions of ourselves, because it's what we are. We're multifaceted. We're multidimensional. Our souls, our consciousness, through all time and space, right? Past lives, different realities, different dimensions. When a lot of us start to, awaken or become aware, we start to tap into these God consciousnesses, and that's also part of us too. We even have different galactic parts of ourselves. We're very, very complex beings, energetic beings at that, right? So a lot of that's also been coming up with Mars retrograde. But coming back to this week, again, what I want to focus on, Mars square Neptune. Mars is in Gemini, Neptune is in Pisces. This square can bring about a few things. It can bring about feelings of guilt, of remorse, of shame, reflecting on what we've done to people and maybe how it wasn't some of the things we've been doing to people, and also what people have done to us. There's also paranoia that comes up with this, gossip, scandalous energies, scams, even, if you will. Those emotions, those peskier, not so great emotions, like I said, remorse, guilt, shame, paranoia, judgment, and criticism is also part of that too. Definitely coming up here and will definitely be highlighted. Now, that also comes with lethargy. It also comes a little bit of a drag on your physical energy. And it's interesting too, right? Because Saturn's moving into Pisces. I feel like Saturn moving into Pisces is going to bring lessons and challenges in Pisces energy, relating to Pisces energy, by restricting it. So what would that look like, right? By making it challenging to maintain faith or spirituality, maybe even making it challenging to have compassion and love and forgiveness. Are you really able to let things go or not, right? Health is also going to be big too, just because Pisces rules illness and hospitalization. It's complement Virgo. We do the full moon in Virgo this week. We'll also highlight that as well, the physical vessel. And that was something I was getting a lot, the physicality of our bodies and experience. We're always going to be more sensitive to it. We're going to be more in tune with our bodies, most likely, understanding what really affects our bodies. We might feel even heavier, denser, leading to more lethargy, right? Emphasis on food, emphasis on exercise, emphasis on natural remedies also will be very prominent. With Orcus being at play, Orcus is a dwarf planet. It's very similar to Pluto, but it also rules sacred geometry and newer healing modalities like Reiki and stuff like that, which I think is very, very cool. But like Pluto, it brings things up from the depths. That's why it's a karmic energy. But it cares more about karmic justice and balance and healing, as opposed to Pluto, which is more about let's just bring the gunk to the light and keep growing and have change and transformation, right? So just know that change, karmic justice, clearing, balancing, harmonizing, all par for the course of this week. Excuse me. Now, Mars square Neptune, the way it's kind of bringing up this reflective, emotionally reflective energy. Again, what we've done to people and what people have done to us, it's actually going to play off a little bit of all this Aries energy, specifically between Chiron, Jupiter, Vesta, and all three of those are in Aries. They're all right on top of each other, and they're square Pallas Athena in Cancer. Now, Chiron working with Jupiter, like I said, Chiron is wounded energy, right? When Jupiter comes into play in a conjunction with Chiron, it helps us to have a bigger perspective on the wounding and insecurity around Aries. That's like wounded ego, wounded ego, wounded identity, insecurities around asserting ourselves, self-worth, issues around control and power dynamics are definitely part of that too. So that's what it highlights, and to have a better understanding of like why we feel this way, why we struggle with these things, and potentially can help us to find healing through acceptance and clarity, potentially. The way Vesta ties into this, Vesta is like what I call the sacred flame. It also rules hearth and home, and I'm going to get into the Pallas Athena Cancer part of this too. But Vesta is also more so like what is sacred to us, what makes us full of life, what makes us passionate for life. You know, bringing that into the fold with Chiron and Jupiter all working together in a conjunction, 1221 on my crazy clock, bringing forward that authenticity. That was something that was coming up in the first read. Bringing forward that authenticity of what lights you up. It's beautiful. It's your light, right? That's everyone's personal light. Like, it's okay to let that out. It's okay to let that be seen. Now, the square with Pallas Athena and Cancer, we've been in this energy already. So I also want to say that this energy is not new. With all four of these working together, we've been experiencing it. And so it's just actually getting stronger this week. But the square to Pallas Athena is very Libran. It's about harmony and balance. Also a little bit like kind of karmic justice in a way, because it's about resolution. Yeah, and also art, beauty, wisdom. Again, very, very Libran, very Venusian. When it's in Cancer, it's about compassion, empathy. It also kind of leans on the empathic warrior energy. Being in a square to all of this, it actually will bring up how Cancer has been lacking. And when I was tapped into this, I was really feeling like social energy, where, ooh, throat chakra. Excuse me. Interesting. Because I was also getting that there's going to be like emotions that we've been avoiding, emotions that we pretend are not there. They're coming up to the surface. But anyway, how we haven't had that Cancer energy in certain situations. And what did it breed? It bred insecurity. It bred this feeling of, I can't assert myself. I can't express myself. I can't show that part of myself. I can't show my light. I can't show my authenticity. I can't be confident. All of those things, right? And that could have come in so many forms. Judgment, criticism. Abandonment issues are huge right now. Just call a spade a spade. This is going to bring up some serious abandonment issues if any of you have any that you need to work through. Codependency is tied in there. Addiction is tied into there. Any issues around mother figures, your own femininity, how you look or perceive women, mothers, femininity as an energy, a concept, as people within and without. Love. Have you had love and nurturing? Have you had that loving acceptance, right? Or has that been turned on you? Have you experienced betrayal? These are kind of big things for some people. And some of you, maybe it's just going to be a little bit of a review, like, oh, that feels kind of funky. And then you just kind of move about your day. And some of you, this is going to help to like clear out some major stuff, some stuff that's been deeply rooted. Now, I know not a lot of this is new if you guys have been watching me, and that's because this is just the wave of energy we're in. This is the phase that we're in as we're approaching mid-March, and we're approaching, excuse me, the opening of the portal, if you will. I've talked a lot about that on Patreon. I feel like my voice just changed. Well, that's weird. I don't know if that's perceived on your end. I feel like my voice just changed. It's so bizarre. What's going on? Kind of getting a little weirded out. I don't know, that's strange. Anyway, moving on. My favorite aspect of the week, Venus sextile Mars. This is fun. This is a playful energy. This is sensual, sexual, very attractive, very charismatic, very magnetic. This is a great time for dating, romance, being in relationships, healthy relationships. Also a great time to invest in anything creative, like any projects you got going on, anything that lights your fire, anything that you're excited about. Do not be surprised if like people are drawn to you that normally you would expect wouldn't be, is how I want to phrase that. That was something that was definitely coming through. But yeah, that's the bulk of what's going on this week. Oh, a little bit of other things too. There are still some like highlighting of power dynamics that are at play. Juno is in Aries. It's actually shifting into Taurus. I think I mentioned that earlier. At the end of the week, it shifts into Taurus. It's square Pluto all week, and it's also sextile Saturn all week. And then Saturn's also shifting into Pisces. That will highlight power dynamics and also commitment and devotion and loyalty to yourself and to the right people. Are you committed to the right people? Are you committed to yourself? Do you have healthy boundaries? Do you have a really healthy sense of empowerment, or is there a lot of ego involved, right? Are you having boundaries and asserting yourself? Or are you just being aggressive and defensive, right? They're different. Those are different things. So that's just something else that's coming up too. I'd really pay attention to your house of Aries, honestly. We got so much going on in Aries. Obviously, take a look at Virgo, the Virgo Pisces axis, because we do have the full moon Virgo this week. And that Neptune, that Mars square Neptune energy, man, it's actually going to be strongest next week on the 14th. But by the end of the week, it's still going to be really strong. I feel that one's very pivotal. Just intuitively, energetically, I can feel it. It's like it almost feels like that's kind of making things spin this week a little bit. So yeah, interesting stuff. So let's go ahead and get into collective reading. If I can have a clear throat, Jesus. All right, we're gonna do 1720 just to make it easy. Okie dokie. Hello, collective. What are we starting with? So something that's coming up. If you get really, really lethargic this week, please take time. Take time to focus on you. Embrace the Piscean, Neptunian energy, even if it is square Mars, because it's almost coming through as if like the more lethargic you are, like the more emotions are actually trying to come up. Like emotions you've really been running from or avoiding, or you just don't pay homage to, or they're so deeply embedded in your subconscious. It's like that's kind of opening up and cracking open this week, especially if it's relating to any like shadowy Cancer or shadowy Aries energy, right? Power dynamics, control, abandonment issues. I'm hearing extreme anxiety, PTSD is what I'm hearing with that too. Anytime where you felt, I keep getting drawn to abandonment. Abandonment, rejection, criticism, judgment, betrayal, that caused you to play small or caused you to really snuff out part of your light. Capricorn had something very interesting come up, so not surprising, right? Because this is a collective energy, and Pluto is in that last degree of Capricorn, just like Saturn's last degree of Aquarius. So Capricorn and Aquarius readings might have a lot of collective messages at this time. Excuse me. Yeah. It's almost like embrace the void a little bit, because all that fire, there might be an antsiness to like get up and do shit, but I feel like there is a push to go into the void a little bit. It's just going to assist with anything that needs to get cleared out, any kind of truths you need to have with yourself, especially with patterns, addictions, dependencies, again, tied into like abandonment and insecurity and rejection, all that stuff is related. Okay. Yeah. Goodness. So I'm gonna use a deck I don't normally use. It's called the Wisdom Chakra deck. I think it's Wisdom Chakra Oracle. It is listed below. There's just a channeling that's coming through, whether this is something you're realizing about yourself or what you are realizing about people, about humans, or what you're realizing maybe about another person. Why someone is so antsy. Why someone is so antsy. Why someone has to always be doing something, even if it's just like, I got to do the next thing. I got to go be productive. I got to go do this. It's avoidance. They have trouble sitting within themselves. You'll know how that applies if that applies to you. Any messages or insights for the collective this week? I almost want to pull the Goddess deck out too. There's something being drawn to beauty. Forgiveness. Yeah. Forgiving yourself, forgiving others. It's all about letting go and accepting, right? I keep getting this like reflective energy, looking back on things, looking back on social situations, and again, getting a bigger perspective, like looking at it from like a higher vantage point. At times where maybe you did express yourself authentically, just to be met with judgment, with criticism, with shame, gossip even maybe, and how that made you want to like, ooh, right? Where it hurt. You didn't feel accepted. It hurt. That. And then maybe in turn, you even did this to other people. What's that term? What's that term? Repent? Repent. That's the word that's coming up here. I know it's a very biblical term. It might trigger some people. If you're not triggered, you're not triggered. I see comments sometimes where it's like, that didn't trigger me how you said it would. Might have triggered somebody else. I'm glad it didn't trigger you. But the word repent. And again, repent, it's like, it doesn't have to be such a serious thing, such a like a intense, stressful, that's what I'm looking for, a stressful thing. It can be between literally you and God. It can be between you and another person, whether it's energetic, telepathic, or in person. But there's also a lot of forgiving the self, right? It's letting go. It's a very heartwarming energy. But coming back to this goddess energy that I'm feeling, drawn to beauty, drawn to beauty, drawn to beauty, drawn to beauty is what's coming up here. Drawn to beauty, which is really just being drawn to people's light. Again, Venus sextile Mars, very, very strong. When is that going to peak? I think the 11th? Yeah, the 11th. It's going to be exact on the 11th. The 11th should be the day you want to go out on a date. Or going to go out and mingle. Just saying. Be out and about on the 11th. It will serve you well, I promise. Especially my singles. Any messages or insights for the collective? I'm loving this goddess energy. Yeah, it's like repenting, letting that stuff go, letting that stuff go. It's like reclaiming back your light. Oh, it's reclaiming your light and then letting it shine. You'll be brighter. People will see it. People will see that change. I'm also getting that too, this like bearing witness. So for those of you where you're reflecting on different social encounters you had or relationships, they can also be friendships and familial. It doesn't have to be romantic all the time, right? No matter how long ago in the past these were that you're reflecting on, and you're gaining some insight about yourself, forgiving yourself, forgiving them, especially those where like they judged you or they gossiped about you or said mean things to you or did shit behind your back. Some of them will actually see you reclaim this light. They'll probably feel it and think of you randomly, like, why did I think about that person? I haven't thought about them in years. But some of them will witness that reclaiming of light, whether that's in person or maybe they check up on you, social media, or whatever, what have you. And they'll be kind of taken aback. They might even feel bad. They might even feel the need to like repent themselves. Yeah. Some of you guys are going to get closure you did not expect to get. That is like very, very small group of you, just saying. Any other messages or insights for the collective this week? Abundance. This one's always interesting to me because it's like, you can see in this, so the way that they describe this card, it's actually speaks more of scarcity. How like this guy loses his coins down the drain and she's like taking them. One's misfortune is another one's luck. One's misfortune is another one's luck. Oh, I don't like that feeling. That feels very karmic. That feels very karmic to me. That feels very karmic. But like I said, as you're like letting this stuff go and you're gaining this like higher perspective of yourself on all these things, right? It leads to more abundance, meaning it leads to a richer life. It leads to feeling good, feeling better, feeling brighter. But yeah, I'm getting, like, after I said that, I was like, oh yeah, there's karmic shit here. Karmic clearing. Some of you, this is touching on some big trust issues that you've been ignoring. I just keep getting, it's the stuff that's been ignored. It's the stuff that's been ignored. Or that you don't want to admit, that you want to be in denial about yourself. Maybe justifying some thoughts, some behaviors. That could even be spiritual bypassing. Let me get all this blue. All this third eye energy. Oh, quest and vanity. Yeah, this is all about understanding the self. I'm getting strong mirroring here with quest and vanity. It's interesting I mentioned spiritual bypassing because I am getting a little bit of like a superiority energy. A little bit of spiritual ego that some of you guys are going to have to come to terms with. Yeah. But this is about seeing you. This is about seeing yourself and how you've treated people, how people have treated you. Again, the mirroring. What have people been mirroring back to you? Especially if you like have been clearing out, like you're clearing out karma, karmic energies. What have you repeated over and over with friends, with family? What thoughts do you repeat over and over and over about people in general, right? Or your perception of humanity, your perception of humans, right? Especially in the context of you, vanity. Some truth there. They're actually showing me a card from the Big Bertha deck. So, Big Bertha, she's a beautiful deck. I love her. But she's a combination deck of angels and ancestors in the Starseed Oracle. There's a card in there, it's the Medicine Guardian, which is interesting because Virgo Pisces, right? It's all about healing and illness and all that. And it reads, be open to healing information. They just flashed that. Be open to healing information. Be open to some truth and information about yourself, about certain emotions, thoughts that you haven't been wanting to admit that you have, that come, from experiencing very unpleasant things, that come from experiencing abandonment, trauma, betrayal, gossip, judgment, criticism, that made you feel small, that made you want to hide, that made you feel like, oh, who I am is not okay. That's a statement, isn't it? That made you feel on some level deep down, who I am is not okay. Yeah, that's kind of heavy, right? It's a lot. Anyway, moving on. Any other messages or insights for the collective this week? Forgiving anybody who took from you, took your dignity, maybe straight up took your money, took your energy, stole your time, took your light. I just keep getting it's like almost like a piece of light's been taken. Yeah, wow. On the bottom we have victim. Ooh. Wow. Okay. Oh, there's so much going on here. Okay, so first of all, victim. How you were victimized. And maybe how you victimized other people because you were a victim. Hurt people, right? It goes both ways. People might have done stuff to you, but you might have also done stuff to people because you were victimized. This also feels a little like a review of like a lesson we had not recently, but like maybe 2019, 2020. Victimization, hurt people. Yeah, that feels very like 2018. No, it feels like 2018, 2019. Some stuff coming back up from there. And then we have balance with joy. With balance, it's like, yes, you are restoring balance, but I don't think this is why, that's why this is here. This feels like playing the middle, almost like shadowy Libra. Right? Like shadowy Libra is like people pleasing or manipulative. Sorry, Libras, it is what it is. Sorry, it is what it is. Like, you'll say what you need to say to have the most peace in a situation, even if it means not relaying the truth. That's shadowy Libra energy. Okay? There's a time and a place where, like, yes, that's, I was going to say very political, but Libra, you guys are also have that energy too. But that's what I'm getting with this. It's like where you played small, you played the middle, you people pleased, you masked. You masked to avoid being victimized. You masked to avoid being victimized even further than what you've already been victimized as, right? Not pretending. Maybe you had how, like, you know, how do I want to say this? I'm not saying you haven't worked on any of this. You might have worked on this a lot, but there's patterns here, right? There's patterns here. And maybe there's still emotional hurt. Maybe there's still trauma. But the joy with balance and victim, it's like, this is how deeply buried this is, you know? And there's also nothing wrong with just focusing on the lighter side of life, as long as you're not spiritually bypassing, right? Toxic positivity. Because underneath joy, you know what we have? Trickery. Underneath joy with perfection. That is judgment. That is criticism. That is gossip. That is lashing out. This is recognizing how you don't show all your light, or you don't let these pieces of you out because you're trying to avoid that. You're trying to avoid experiencing that. And you've learned to people please, play the middle, have a little bit of a mask, subdue your light a little bit to avoid that, because you subdue it because you were victimized. We've all been victimized in some way, shape, or form, right? So this is just a collective clearing of that. A window of opportunity to clear that. Be who you are. Be who you are unapologetically. Like, people are always going to talk. They're always going to talk until we're all past this. As a, you know, every individual on this planet is past this, and that's going to be a while. Like I said, this is a window, right? So yeah, people will work through this in this time, and some people won't. But all you can do is be yourself. And if someone judges, it's a reflection on how they're judging themselves. If they got to say shit about you, it's a reflection on how they feel insecure within themselves. And again, you might have done this to other people because you were victimized. Hurt people hurt people. Anyway, making peace with all of that. That's what this is about. Making peace with all of that. Being open to that healing information. I might even pull out that deck, actually. Yeah, I'm going to. Let's do it. Oh, my crown is feeling so much better. Okay. I'm also entering another phase where, like, at night, I'm, like, alert and awake and I feel great. And during the day, I'm, like, I'm out. I'm laid out. Any messages or insights for the collective this week? Oh! Okay. It was reconnecting. I didn't realize. I hope it wasn't lacking before. I was gonna say, like, I want something to cover my third eye. My third eye is hurting really bad. Any messages or insights for the collective this week? Any messages or insights for the collective this week? What are you avoiding? That keeps coming up. What are you avoiding? What are you avoiding? What are you avoiding? one more. Okay. It's okay to think you're great. It's okay to think you're great. Even if deep down you feel like this, and again, might be a little bit of like toxic positivity, but also I think you guys do experience a lot of moments where you do feel that joy, where you do think you're great. You do feel pretty good about yourself. You do feel pretty confident. And then there are times where maybe you feel like the victim again. But let's let the victim out. We don't always have to feel that way, right? We don't gotta keep reliving that shit. I think my phone went off. Hold on a second. Okay. All right. Any messages or insights for the collective? Woo, 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 woo. Oh, the whales. Anyway, first card out. Trust the timing. Trust the wave you came in on. Time is not running out. Interesting. So that came over here with abundance and forgiveness. Yeah, thank you. It's being pulled into the void. Like I said, some of you guys might feel really antsy right now, like you got to do, or some of you guys are realizing why you always want to do. You need to sit with yourself. This is a period of time where it's okay to be in a Four of Swords. It's okay to hermit. It's okay to just be with you, and just feel all of that. It's interesting that the other card that came out is the Whale card. I'm going to get to it in a minute. Sorry, I realize that the glare might be hard to see these cards. I'm going to get to the Whale card in a minute. But one of the cards that came out in the first reading, I pulled... Actually, I think it was for the elements. Yeah, I got really far and I was like, I can't do this. I think I did fire. And the first card out was the Whale. Whale as a spirit animal. So yummy. So yummy. So divine. It is about the interconnectedness of all. It's also about the subconscious. It's also about the great mystery. It is about the void. It's very, very Piscean. And it is about how we are all connected, and there's that empathic, telepathic connection between all of us as well, and heart connections, right? Where, as a society where we've been, that's been lacking. We've forgotten that. And so what happens when we forget that? We abuse each other. We victimize each other. This is about not victimizing each other anymore. Ooh. Saturn Pisces. To not victimize each other anymore. Oh, I like that. I like that. Anyway, it's okay to take time for yourself. It's okay to not do. What's meant for you is meant for you. Whether you get it tomorrow, 5 years, 10 years, it's meant for you. You're not going to lose. You're not going to lose anything by just stopping and taking a minute. Somebody that's wrapped up in power dynamics. That's interesting. Not sure how that is, but I'm feeling that. Anyway, then we have the Whale and Orca. Sorry, guys. I should have put this on Do Not Disturb. Okay. Whale and Orca Elders. Share your song, frequency of sound, diving deep. Ooh. It's kind of what I was saying. Let yourself go into a void within yourself. Let yourself get deep inside of yourself. Let yourself feel that. Let yourself feel the interconnectedness that you have with all things, the expansiveness of everything and everyone. Let yourself feel that, and you're also going to find you in there. That was on Vanity. That landed on Vanity. You're going to find you in there. And again, especially when you start reflecting on your past circumstances with people that made you feel victimized in various ways. There's also some mirroring there too you might reflect on. Again, seeing yourself and others. It's also what I'm getting with that. There might be some stuff coming up with music and frequencies, whether it's sound bathing or you actually decide to stop and listen to whales and dolphins. Definitely listen to whales and dolphins. It's amazing. It's beautiful. Getting strong Lemuria connections there too for some of you. But yeah, listen to the whales. Okay. Let's strong goddess energy there too. I just felt strong goddess energy. Any other messages or insights for the collective this week? I should keep moving. Oh, it's gonna be a long video. Oh, God, weight of the world. Beautiful card, but just the message, right? Boundaries, let it go. It's not yours to carry. You don't got to be a victim. You don't have to carry other people's victimizations. This is a strong empath card, and I was getting that too. Because that's the other thing, right? It's like a virus, just the virus of victimization just being passed around over and over and over and over again. This is totally going to be a lesson of Saturn and Pisces for the next 18 months. The impact we have on people, how we've been affected and impacted by how people have treated us, and then in turn how we impact people from that victimization, right? And empaths, you guys just absorb people's shit. There's a lot of us here just taking on people's crap. We go in with open hearts and love and good. Okay, hey guys, I have no idea how much of the first video got well, messed up, I guess you could say. So I'm just gonna recap what I went over to the best of my ability. I was like in such a flow. I really hope that like all of it was salvageable, but it kept disconnecting, and then it finally just like stopped the video. As I'm recording on 3/2, March 2nd. There's been a lot of energy coming in, and even like I said, like so much like third eye crown energy like in this reading involving this week, and I wouldn't be surprised if that's just what happened. It just was so much energy, it just kind of messed with the electronics, which happens, right? But coming back to where I was, right, it's like no more this, no more weight of the world, no more victimization. Like I was saying, this by the way says boundaries, let it go, it's not yours to carry. Like I was saying, I'm pretty sure like one big lesson that's being channeled through here for Saturn being in Pisces for the next 18 months is how to just not fucking victimize each other anymore. To not pass around the virus of victimization. No more putting our shit on other people. No more taking shit from other people. Just no more, right? Underneath this, we do have Peacekeeper. Let go of the need to be right. Ooh, let go of the need to be right. I'm hearing perception, actually. That's interesting. I'm hearing perception. They're saying be open to healing information again. They're bringing that up. So that was in part 1. God, there's so much to say with this. But there's a need to shift to the perception. Like, it's not your main job to heal people. Relationships can literally just be, you're you, I'm me, and here we are. Right? Again, don't take on other people's shit, empaths, don't do it. So I'm definitely getting that. But also like being this is I think relating to like the ego, and also like what you've been avoiding when it comes to how you've been victimized, and any feelings or narratives or thoughts or perceptions that you're carrying around regarding how you've been victimized. Because I keep getting this like almost looking through the lens of the ego. Yeah, it's like the perception, the way you see people and circumstances through your own ego, which is attached to situations of being victimized, right? Maybe being so adamant, so attached to this person is being like this, or this person did this to me, or I'm going to try this, but this is just going to happen again, or they're just going to do this, or they're going to backstab me, or whatever, right? If you let go of those victimizations, circumstances, be open to the perceptional shift, right, of that. Like, maybe they're not doing that to you. Maybe you still feel like a victim deep down. Maybe you have some trust issues. I feel like my voice is different again, like it's deeper or something. Maybe there's some abandonment stuff going on, right? This is like a 5 of Swords energy. Like, put down the 5 of Swords is what this card says. Be open to healing information about yourself. When it comes to boundaries, abandonment, rejection, attachments, codependencies, all those things. Victimizations. Underneath that, we have Autumn. Yeah, release the old and rest. Release the old and rest. Yeah, there's this emphasis of like rest, take time, hermit, 4 Swords, but then I keep feeling this antsiness of I gotta do this, I gotta do that, there's plenty of time in the world. You have plenty of time. Okay. Yeah, you have plenty of time. There's this like fear of missing out on opportunities, or like missing your window for certain things, certain experiences. But those experiences might require you to be free of this victimization. Hey, buddy. Hi. I know, I smell dinner too. I'm cooking right now. Thought I heard something. Any other messages or insights for the collective? Why are you adorable? I just love this boy. Sorry. Distraction. I mean, look at that face. Look at that face. Any other messages or insights for the collective for this week? You just want to chill on my side? Okay. On the bottom, we have Shaman. Trust in higher forces. Underneath that, we the Hathors. I love that. Deep love, mother's milk, birth as a portal. Hi, buddy. I know. Speaking of Pisces, this guy over here is a Pisces. His birthday's this month, actually. Yeah. Anyway. This is total surrender to the depths of you, that interconnectedness, that whale elder energy. Hold on. I gotta pick this card up. Sorry. Totally surrendering to that, listening to that, trusting that, and letting this go. Letting that go. I feel like you are being guided to opportunities. I do feel that. Like I said, portal's opening in March this month. God, it is March. Jesus. It's opening. This is why you do need to take the time out. Take that Four of Swords, take that hermit mode, go into your inner void. And it's not about ignoring people, right? It's just like taking a break for you. Yeah. Yeah, you need it. The collective needs it. All right. I'm kind of like worried about the food in the oven. It's probably fine. It's probably fine. Let's go ahead and get into the elements. Earth, air, fire, or water. Earth, air, fire, water. Ooh, water, you're gonna go first this time. Fire went first last time. All right, so 7 minutes. Do that for like to indicate part 2. All right. Water signs. Any messages? Oh, by the way, using the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit deck. Any messages or insights for my water signs? Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Water. I feel like you're splashing. It just has this feeling of like water everywhere, but like being splashed playfully with vigor. It's like the word that wants to come through. Okay, water signs, what are you doing? Are you playing? Are you playing? Is your inner child out? Oh my. Moth and fish, you are hearing a call, water signs. The moth is a magnetized energy. It's like it's being drawn to the flame, right? And this could even mean that people are being drawn to you. But with fish being here, it really, to me, feels like you're being called in a certain direction. Go, water signs. Follow the call. Follow the call. Surrender, follow the call. Some of you guys are actually being asked to be more playful, to let down your guard a little bit. I actually feel like almost to let down your boundaries. Might be to let someone in or let certain people in to get back in this like playful, flowy energy. Probably to deal with any victimization you've experienced. So maybe that's why you might have certain guards or boundaries. But yeah, I feel play. I feel play. I feel play. I do. I feel play and I feel fun. Any other messages or insights for my water signs? Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Interesting. Beautiful. We just had a... Okay, I'm going to show you these and then I'm going to get back to this in a second. Butterfly, vulture, golden egg. Beautiful energy. I'll explain it in a second. Give yourself permission to see people differently. That just came through really strong. Give yourself permission to see people differently or see someone differently. Allow yourself to be open to the idea that people actually grow. People grow, people mature, people learn. Not everyone stays the same. Have you stayed the same, water sign? Probably not. Be open to the idea that people can change, people can grow, people can mature, and that maybe people don't fall into whatever judgment you have of them. Ooh, ouch. Anyway, this energy is amazing. Butterfly, vulture, and golden egg. This is like a rebirthing of your heart, water signs. That's what this feels like to me, especially with vulture being there. That's death magic. Butterfly is rebirth, it's renewal, it's like spring energy, it's healed energy, it's beauty, it's grace, it's transformation. And golden egg is the heart space, it's the heart chakra. Some of you, it's like you're going through a heart chakra opening, 111 on my crazy clock, going through a heart chakra opening. Follow the call, go to where you want to be, go to where your soul wants you to be. Drop the boundaries a little bit. Especially this energy is saying like you can move into a level of vulnerability that you haven't had in a while because of this, because of the victim energy. Can you just have fun, water signs? Can you just have fun? Any other messages or insights from my water signs pertaining to this spread? Overall, interesting. Camel. I'm also noticing the crescent moons of the fire and the water, the blue and the red. It's a masculine feminine balancing happening there, referencing anyway. Yeah. Camel and hyena. It's illusion with hyena. Illusion, a mask. Kind of what I was talking about before, right? That mask of balance, but which is actually, that's exactly these two cards. Well, with trickery being there. Balance and trickery is basically the camel and hyena. Camel is about maintaining energy and resources and efficiency, maintaining balance and sustainability. But it's not always it's not always like a positive energy, especially with hyena being there, right? Because it's like, there's a rigidity there. There's like a, I'm getting by, like survival kind of energy. It is the balance card. It's like also playing the middle because of potential dangers. I always call this card like walking through the desert for 40 days, 40 nights with like a little water, a little food. There's dangers to be aware of. You got to be cautious. You got to think ahead. It's the victim. It's the victim trying to be in balance from the perspective of being a victim with hyena there. Underneath that, oh, water signs, sea serpent, the sacral. So heart and sacral chakras out here for you with lamb. Lamb is like a baby. It's like a baby energy. It's a rebirth energy. It's new, it's fresh, it's pure. It's like, it's pure. It's like purer than a child. It's a baby. But sea serpent with that sacral chakra energy, it's creative expression. It's your flame. You're hiding that. You're hiding that. You want to get out of this camel energy. You want to move into this. Surrender. Surrender, surrender, surrender. Trying to play the balance, trying to play the middle, trying to be aware of dangers and what people are going to do to you. Like, surrender that shit. Surrender that shit. Surrender your worries and concerns. I just flashed back to the bare necessities. I forgot who had that. Actually, it might have been Scorpio. It might have been Scorpio. Okay. Scorpios, if you're watching and this is resonating, go watch the Scorpio read I did. I forgot what it was. Actually, it might have been called Go Back to Basics. Bare Necessities came up and it just came up here. That's so funny. Forget about your worries and your strife. Water signs. And the worries and strife of the past that are haunting you in this victimization. Let it go. Let it go. No, I can't stop hearing bare necessities. That was funny. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and pull a tarot card. Tarot cards. Excuse me. For water. Actually, spell casting. This is a spell. No, which is tarot. Actually, shit, I don't remember which one this is called. This one? I think it's spell casting. I think it's spell casting. Because this is Witch's Tarot. This is Witch's Tarot. Anyway, water signs. Interesting. Two of Cups and Page of Pentacles. Any messages or insights for my water signs pertaining to this spread? Ooh, the food smells really good. Any messages or insights for my water signs? Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Even if you're not a Scorpio, Cancer, or Pisces, and you resonate with this, go watch Scorpio. There might be something in there for you. For bare necessities. Sorry, it's making me smile. Yeah, it's funny because now I'm getting that playful energy again. For just move away from that, water signs. Yeah, there's joy to be had. There's life to live. Any other messages or insights from my water signs? Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Beautiful. Ace of Pentacles landed on Fish and Moth. Go to where you're being called to, water signs. And again, if someone's like, if people are being drawn to you, embrace that. Be open to that. This is possibilities. Possibilities and opportunities. Especially if you let go of your preconceived notions of what people are going to do to you based off of what people have done to you. Eight of Swords. Like I said, forget about your worries and your strife. Move out of the Eight of Swords. That's self-imprisonment. You're doing this to yourself. Some of you have maybe missed opportunities because you couldn't move away from the victim. You couldn't move away from your worries and strife. You couldn't move away from all the burdens and shit you've taken on from other people or that you've been holding on to from yourself. And again, some of you might have just seriously been in denial about some of this. Five of Swords, Jesus. About some of your feelings and preconceived notions and narratives that you have that are similar or remind you of circumstances where you were victimized. I can feel it. Like some of you have really been battling accountability there. 17, I looked up at the camera. Any messages or insights for my water signs? Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Misjudging people. Interesting. Two of Pentacles. Over here with Golden Egg, Vulture, and Butterfly. This feels, I don't like this. This doesn't feel settled. This feels ungrounded. Because over here you have the Ace of Pentacles and the Swords. This is where you're being called. This is like what is like pulling on you to move towards. Again, could even be relationships. But this is like, that's what that is. I feel like this is something you need to transmute or move out of. This is, I'm feeling indecisive, unsettled, anxious, because really deep down, the pentacle you know is right for you, you're afraid of. Just call them a spade a spade. So you're like, I know it's this one, but what about, it's that. It's that. Ooh, I think the Two of Cups wanted to come out. Any other messages or insights? My water signs. Can't avoid the truth, water signs. It's interesting too how this wanted to lay out. I wanted to lay out like this. Here you have the truth, the clarity. On one side, the choice that really is your soul, like what your soul wants, what your soul is like trying to say, go do, go do, go do, that you're afraid of. And the other where you're like, well, maybe this, maybe that, unsettled. Unsettled, 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 and indecisive about something for some of you. And you get unsettled because your soul's telling you one thing and you're like, maybe not. Maybe not, soul. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not. Like you kind of get a little small. You get scared. You just get scared. It's okay. Any other messages or insights from my water signs? Interesting. 3 of Cups. That wanted to be around the 2 of Pentacles. I feel like even the 3 of Cups makes you nervous. Yeah. So 3 of Cups landed on 2 of Pentacles, and I can feel a nervousness here. And then look what we had. We had the Magician in reverse with the 9 of Cups in reverse, also landing on the 2 of Pentacles. That 3 of Cups. So there's a couple things I'm getting here, water signs. Your soul is saying to choose a pentacle. One particular pentacle here. And by pentacle, I mean like what your soul is telling you to do. What your soul is like, do this. Talk to this person. Say this. Work on this. Go here. Go there. Right? Sit with yourself. Whatever. And you're really resistant to that. And then you've got this 3 of Cups energy, which I do feel like is representing people currently around you. Social, external energies, opportunities around you. Just be careful. For some of you, your soul is saying, no, take time. Don't be around so many people right now. Don't be filling up your life with people right now. Take time for you to choose the right pentacle and work through this. Some of you, that's what it's saying. I don't think this is about a relationship, but if it is, stop juggling. I mean, do I really need to say that? Do I really need to say that? With the Magician in reverse and 9 of Cups in reverse, I'm getting self-sabotage. Magician in reverse can be a manipulative energy, but it's also somebody who doesn't fully believe in their capabilities and skill sets. It could also be that. 9 of Cups in reverse is disappointment, pessimism, feeling like what you want is eluding you. Some of you feel like you keep hitting walls or obstacles. I would look at what you're most anxious about. The thing where you're like, man, no, that you're avoiding, do it. Do it. It's going to make you look at some fear. It's going to make you look at some deeper feelings around being victimized. And you're going to realize that's why you've been hesitant, because you're worried about being victimized. Overall, we have 8 of Pentacles, investment, yeah, 9 of Swords. You're hesitant to take your energy and put it anywhere, to invest it in something. Even with the 3 of Cups, it's like a part of you is like wanting to like just talk to people, like fill up your space with like maybe people, fun, social interactions, and like playtime is good, have play, but even that I can feel keeping it superficial. Like you don't want to put in 8 pentacles worth of time, energy, investment into certain people, situations, or into the pentacle that your soul is saying, go do that. And you're like, anxiety. No. You have anxiety about what's going to come of how you invest your time and energy because you keep worrying about this. Keep worrying about that. Yeah, and underneath the 9 of Swords, Page of Cups. Emotions. Honesty. It's emotional truth. Also could even be your inner child. That gives you anxiety. Underneath that, Moon in reverse. It's showing you something. The 8 of Swords, the 9 of Swords, throw yourself into it. That's my recommendation. If you don't want to do that, don't do that, right? You know, again, use your own discernment. Do you have 8s and 9s here? 8 of Pentacles, 8 of Swords, 9 of Cups, 9 of Swords. Just interesting, just noting that. What is behind that, water signs? I would really be self-aware of yourself right now. If you feel pulled towards something and you're like, you start questioning it, you're starting like, maybe I can do it this way, maybe I shouldn't do it that way. Let me think about other options. That's going to be a key one. Let me think about other options. Let me think about other paths. Let me look in the other direction. That's your clue. Why are you so hesitant towards what you felt pulled to? It's going to reveal something you've been avoiding. Ooh. It's going to reveal some past disappointment, where it's like there was so much excitement only to be disappointed, only to go through grief and loss. For some of you, that specifically relates to a relationship or many relationships of the same kind of archetypal person, a King of Pentacles. Some of you guys are afraid you're going to fail as a King of Pentacles. Water signs. Alrighty. Am I going to need to clarify anything? No, I don't think I need to clarify anything for you. I think you guys got this. I need to go check on the food. Or is it fine? I don't know why it's giving me anxiety. It's giving me anxiety. No, I'm gonna do another sign. Let's do another sign. It should be fine. I'm slow cooking it. It should be fine. It just smells so yummy. All right. Earth, fire, or air? Fire. We're going with fire. All right. Just move that out of the way. Aries, Leo, Sag. Aries, Leo, Sag. Any messages or insights from fire signs pertaining to the week? Aries, Leo, Sag. Diamond. Are you shining bright like a diamond? I think Sag had that reading a couple weeks ago. A few weeks ago. Something sparkly. Maybe you are just bright right now, fire signs. You might just be very bright in this moment. Any messages or insights for my fire signs? Aries, Leo, Sag. They're showing me a diamond shape. I'm not doing it properly, but you know, like a diamond shape. I feel like that's sacred geometry. Eagle, fire signs. First card out is Eagle. In this deck, it speaks of getting on and off the karmic wheel, starting new karmic cycles, ending, closing old karmic cycles. Eagle is also a card of divine wisdom and sight and discernment. Ooh, this feels like divine intervention. It feels like something is being orchestrated for you, fire signs. Could be in the form of a tower. It could be in the form of Wheel of Fortune, Temperance, like just speaking in tarot talk, tarot speak. It feels like something is out of your hands, but it's like, it's a positive thing. It may even be to help you close something, or it may even, and for some of you, it might even be a reward to start a new cycle. It's out of your hands though. Whatever it is, it's out of your control. That it feels positive. I can't emphasize that enough. It feels very positive. Any messages or insights for my fire signs? Aries, Leo, Sag. Ooh, we get the horse, master of the earth element. This is a multitasking energy, very Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, kind of Empress-like as well. Being able to handle and juggle and master all facets of the physical plane, and also maintain your own sense of spiritual self. It's a very regal energy. There's also a freedom here too, a freedom and liberation. There's grace. Grace seems to be a big word recently for the collective. I like it. There's a strength here too. There's a strength. I feel like you're being gifted. I feel like you are the horse. I feel like you're the horse energy. I feel like you've learned something. You've learned to master the earth element. You've learned to master accountability, responsibility, multitasking, being on top of your shit, they keep saying accountable. You definitely learned something here. And I feel like Spirit's coming in and giving you a little gift. Oh, you cleaned up. You cleaned house. Whoo! Panther and octopus. You released. You let go of the devil. Codependency, abandonment issues, all the shit that's coming up this week, right? Some of you guys are just doing this week, and because of that, it's actually allowing you to fully be able to have the right energy to be in horse energy and be the master of earth. And that is part of closing out a karmic cycle and opening a new one and being gifted for that. Some of you may even be confronted by somebody who is kind of lashing out and freaking out, trying to victimize you from their victimization, and you handle it. You handle it like a spiritual boss. And Spirit's like, ooh, they passed the test. They handled that with grace. They didn't take on the victimization. They didn't become a victim. It's very nice, fire signs. Any other messages or insights for my fire signs? Aries, Leo, Sag. Aries, Leo, Sag. What? Oh. And now you have Hawk. You have Hawk and Eagle. This is quite a tag team when these two come out. In 2019, I kept channeling Hawk and Eagle as almost like these spirit animal totems for divine masculine, divine feminine. God, even look at the contrast, right? Of the colors. Compliments, right? Hawk in this deck specifically speaks of Spirit looking out for your butt. Literally spiritual intervention. If you have been encountering or you will encounter somebody trying to victimize you from their own victimization, and you handle it like a horse energy would, Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, Empress, very feminine energy there. That's very Pallas Athena Cancer. Very much Pallas Athena Cancer energy, which also would make sense that it would trigger somebody else because it is square all that Chiron, Jupiter, Vesta, Aries energy, right? But anyway, mirroring could possibly be going on here. And you handle it like that, they're getting Judgment Day. Wow. Overall, we have Dragon with the Elk. Sorry, just excited for you. Elk is King of Pentacles energy to me. It's like kind of like Emperor too, but it's way more like King of Pentacles. It's softer, it's more compassionate. It is divine masculine energy. Dragon, solar plexus energy, seeing through the ego. This is very cool. This is being witnessed. There's a lot of watching going on here, Leos, whether it's like people watching this happen or and definitely spirits like watching. Some of you, and I just got to call it, where there is a counterpart situation happening here. Two very powerful earth energies. This is the divine masculine principle in this deck. It is earth energy. It's one of the more, because these cards are also kind of like on a ranked system, you could say. A little bit. And this is the master of earth in feminine energy. For some of you guys where this is like a counterpart situation, the horse is definitely being watched by the elk. Definitely being watched by the elk, has been watched by the elk, and there's definitely intervention, intervening on Spirit's behalf, orchestration for this to take place, and also to have the recognition too that this energy is not persisting in the situation, whether the horse energy, which I do feel like is you fire signs, it could be reverse or vice versa, where the horse energy is getting rid of this energy within and without and doing it with grace and doing it with ease and divinity. It's beautiful. For those of you where this is not a counterpart situation, there is an integration that you're going through, fire signs, of your own divinity. You can even say masculine, feminine within. A lot of confidence with that solar plexus energy with Dragon. And again, accountability. The elk is also that. The elk also represents accountability, integrity. Oh, I forgot that was on a timer. I had it on that color, right? But anyway, interesting timing. It's the ultimate partner parent card in this deck too. Wow, beautiful. And keep in mind too, the way energy works, right? So if you're doing this, like coming to this next level of mastery of you, right? Again, in terms of the earth element, accountability, responsibility, integrity, all those things, right? As you do that within, that will manifest without, and that will bring people in who match you, counterparts as well. Okay, let's go ahead and pull some cards. This is juicy, fire signs. It's juicy. Yeah, we'll use this one. Any messages or insights for my fire signs pertaining to this spread? God, even the way they're surrounding the horse. Look at that. Fire signs, you're surrounded by spirits. Surrounded. And also they're pushing you in the same direction. Look at that. Crazy. Hold on. Fire signs pertaining to the spread. Star in reverse and Seven of Cups in reverse. Why does that make me feel dizzy? That makes me feel so dizzy. That's so strange. It's on the hawk, which is like divine intervention and being guided, right? But it's also touching the octopus and the panther. This is being looked at. It's being seen. It's like, yeah, Spirit's trying to get your attention to this. Yeah, Spirit's trying to get your attention to this, whether this is what you needed to clean up within yourself, or it's like something around you or someone around you, and Spirit's like, do you see? Do you see? Do you see? Please see. Please see. Please see that this is not in alignment with you, or that this needs to be healed or resolved. Like, you know, especially if someone's like confronting you with that energy. But if this is something within you that's preventing you from really fully embodying the horse energy, Spirit's trying to get you to see it. And Spirit might also do that by way of mirroring relationships. Friendships and family alike, doesn't have to be romantic. Any other messages or insights for my fire signs? Aries, Leo, Sag. Death in reverse. That's a cleaning up energy. Yeah, this needs to be cleaned up. Needs to be cleaned up, needs to be transmuted, and if it's coming at you, honestly, same thing. It needs to be dealt with. But if it's coming at you, you deal with it like a horse. Queen of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, Empress. Okay? Any other messages or insights for my fire signs? Aries, Leos. Oh. Sorry, that's one. Oh my God, wow. Wow. So something else just landed on the octopus and panther. Again, this, for some of you, this is what you're cleaning up within yourself. Others of you, this is energy coming at you that you need to, like, you know, ninja, spiritual ninja. We have the Three of Wands, Eight of Pentacles, and Justice. The Eight of Pentacles is the transmutation work. It's forging. The 8 always leads to the 10, right? It's something that you're working on in the present that you are manifesting for future, whether it's for yourself or for someone else. So for some of you, this is about doing the work on yourself to get to a balanced state, harmonious state, to rectify this. Lovers in reverse and Judgment in reverse. Especially with the Star in reverse and Death in reverse, this Octopus Panther energy, I can't emphasize enough how much out of alignment with spirit this is. Within yourself or within another person. And you can balance this out by embodying the horse, letting this go within yourself, or being the horse against this kind of energy. Yeah. And it's the Three of Wands with the Eight of Pentacles. The Three of Wands is a very beautiful, hopeful energy of looking ahead. Yeah. For some of you, if this is a person coming at you, you do have to walk away from them. And you might have put in a lot of energy here. You might have invested a lot, but it's like turning the other cheek, right? Turning the other cheek for the better. And that is very much horse energy too. Horse is free, horse is power, horse is liberated. Horse is not going to waste time on being stuck or being held back by anyone or anything. And it's being witnessed. Let's see if anything else wants to come out. Any other messages or insights? Yep, Queen of Pentacles, right on the horse. Beautiful. Wheel of Fortune. Wow. This is what landed on the horse. Like I said, Queen of Pentacles energy. Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, Empress. Like, with it being in reverse, that is being held back. That is being restricted. It's also like not really being focused on the right things. Letting this energy get the best of you. Within and without. Within yourself and people around you throwing that shit at you. Your own victimization or other people's. Wheel of Fortune, it's time to change this. Time to transmute this. Divine timing as well. I called this card out earlier, I think. Overall, we have 10 of Pentacles. Whoa. Emperor in reverse. Nine of Wands in reverse. What? 3 Kings. Can't even make this shit up. What? Give me a second. Let me look at this. The fact that the 10 of Pentacles is the first card, this is about legacy, this is about path, this is about the legacy that you are trying to build for yourself. It could even imply that there is a family situation here, a major career shift happening here, etc., etc., etc. Emperor in reverse and the Knight of Wands in reverse. This is the octopus. This is Octopus Panther energy. This is restless, this is insecure, this is control issues, and potentially anger issues as well. And again, within and without. So you could have also had struggles being controlling, had struggles with your own anger, feeling kind of insecure, feeling like you were going to lose. Kind of feels a little bit like possessive, actually. And then we have this King of Cups, King of Pentacles in reverse, and the King of Wands. Both of the court couple, the Queen and the King of Pentacles, are in reverse. If this is like somebody who's like throwing their shit at you, throwing their shit at you, throwing their shit at you, it may be somebody that you share a 10 of Pentacles with, like a home or a family. Could totally be the case. And again, if it's within, right? It's your own stuff. I'm getting a blame. For those where like the Octopus Panther energy is like, again, the stuff you're working through internally, I'm getting a blaming, like a tendency to blame when things don't go right, or when things don't feel right, or when you lose control. Maybe very tempted to blame other people for it. But I also want to bring the attention to the King of Cups and the King of Wands. There's like a very interesting sandwich going on here. The way this is like transmuted, it's through the King of Cups. It's through the King of Cups. This is what transmutes that Panther Octopus. Again, coupled with the horse energy, right? Horse is earth and water, to me anyway. In this deck, earth is like, horse is earth, but I also see it as water. She also has the crescent moon on her third eye, like has very Cancerian vibes to me, but it's the King of Cups that's helping to transmute this when they're confronted with it, or again, internally, it's love. It's love. It's unshakable, unconditional love. Oh, for some, I just heard the love of the father, the love of the masculine that maybe has, ooh, okay, let's go there. For some of you, it's embracing this within and externally, because part of your victimization forced you to be in more of this role, more of this masculine energy. But it's through the King of Cups that this is transmuted, and then it actually puts you in the King of Wands to get up, go, and take action as needed confidently. There's confidence. It's the confidence that's coming through with the King of Wands. Now, for some of you guys, where this is about a relationship, again, the witness, the witness, the witness, the witness, the witness. Some of you, someone is taking accountability for their shit because they see how you're handling things differently by being the horse energy. And it's helping them to take accountability. It doesn't mean that you guys are going to be like on track and fine. Yeah, accountability. For some of you, someone was really triggered and it's like trigger, 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 trigger. Mirror, 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 mirror on the wall. King and Queen of Pentacles, right? And you taking accountability, you owning your shit, they can own their shit. That's really beautiful, actually. And for some of you, doing this work on yourself or dealing with people like this and moving into the horse energy and doing what's right by you with grace, right? Turning the other cheek as needed, not getting caught up in that lower vibrational energy. Somebody of that high vibration is taking notice in you. That's beautiful. Wow. Okay. Moving on. I gotta go check the food. So I think I'm going to stop this recording and just have a part 3 for the last 2. Okay. All right. See you guys soon. Hey guys, good morning and welcome to part 3. Let's go ahead and start with earth signs. You guys are just pulling on me. So we're going to start with earth signs, then we'll do air signs. Okay. Can't believe I have to do this in 3 parts. So starting with the wild unknown animal spirit deck, earth signs, you are, excuse me, I feel like you're embracing your inner Pisces, actually. There's a pulling within, pulling within, pulling within. And it's like, I almost was seeing like stars and like little galaxies, but like inside of somebody. You're discovering your vastness. You're discovering you, all of you. And it's really beautiful, actually. You may be in hermit mode to do this. I feel like you're not giving so much to people. I can feel that. People might not exactly respond so well to that, but that's okay. But you're discovering your own vastness. It's kind of like a little inner spiritual journey. It's also making you, it's interesting, it's also making you feel bigger. I don't know how to explain that. I think it's just because when we go deep inside like that, our energy does get a little stronger. And so it actually can like, our auric field can amplify out much more potently, if you will. But that's what I'm getting with my earth signs so far. Any messages or insights from my earth signs? Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. They're drawing my attention to Aries. They're drawing my attention to like Chiron, Jupiter, Vesta, and as it's working with Pallas Athena. Why are you drawing my attention to that for my earth signs? You're looking at these things. So not like the astrology, but like what those aspects are bringing up for everybody in the collective right now, which is getting a bigger, sorry, I feel like I'm like releasing, I'm like venting energy. You guys might also be doing that. Maybe you're doing a lot of breath work, a lot of sighing. Yeah, a lot of sighing, a lot of energetic ventilation kind of going on here as you are kind of getting more into your internal world. But coming back to the Aries, Chiron, Jupiter, Vesta, trifecta, being square Pallas, Athena, and Cancer. All of those aspects are allowing us to have a bigger perspective, a much higher perspective is what I should say, is what they're correcting me on. They're showing me the High Priestess for you. Yeah, you're totally in High Priestess, High Priest energy. The higher perspective on why you may have anxiety. That's interesting. Why you have anxiety in certain situations or dealing with certain people where you're asked to give, maybe even where you start to feel like, ooh, maybe I should set some boundaries here. Yeah, so okay, so hang in there with me. I was doing heavy meditation before your reading too, so it's like I'm very zen right now. When you are in situations that call upon your inner Aries, the part of you that stands up for yourself, asserts yourself, puts boundaries where needed, right? Takes action on like without hesitation. That part of you, but specifically in response to people, I think, asking things of you, wanting things of you, and it's like, no. When your inner Aries is like, wait a minute, what about me? You're realizing by being in this high priest, high priestess mode, you're getting clarity on why those situations give you anxiety. When your soul, your inner high priest, high priestess, is like, hey, put a boundary there. Hey, speak up for yourself. Hey, say no. Say the thing. Say the thing that you want to say. Say the thing that you're feeling. Say the thing that you're seeing. Say the thing that you're experiencing. It's like, yeah, because I'm getting that Pallas, Athena, Cancer square energy with that too. It's like, especially when you start to feel like there are unhealthy boundaries or no boundaries. You may even have a little bit of like, I don't feel like it's abandonment. Maybe in the form of like, you know, you doing for others, maybe they don't exactly do for you, maybe in that form of abandonment. But no, it feels more like just being taken advantage of, where it's like we should all have emotional support, right? And just like treat each other like human beings. When you can feel that that is under threat, when that is not there, when that is not present, and that you will be taken from or taken advantage of. And it could even be like situations that trigger any shadowy Cancer circumstances for you, like anything having to do with family, femininity, home, even like your inner child, love, codependency, addictions. That's all like shadowy Cancer or Cancer energy, excuse me. But yeah, you're very much in high priest, high priestess mode. And you're getting this perspective for yourself. When they show me the high priest or high priestess, high priest to me is Hierophant. It speaks of solitude. It's a very quiet energy. A high priest doesn't usually do a lot of talking. A high priest, high priestess doesn't exactly do a lot of talking. And I do feel like you are, yeah, you're in your world. You're in your inner world. You're definitely channeling your inner Pisces. Any messages or insights from my earth signs? Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Some of you guys are getting really aware of your body. Not surprising. I kind of talked about this in part one, I think. Part one or part two. How this week, especially with the full moon Virgo and Saturn moving into Pisces, the physicality of our vessels will be even more aware of it. Even more aware of our physicality and the density that we feel in the physical realm, right? You're becoming more aware too of your energy, your own vitality, of how it's impacted when you're in these circumstances where people are asking of you or wanting you to do something, where again, you feel like those boundaries are not exactly being honored or respected, where it's about giving and not receiving. How much that impacts you energetically. You're learning that being more within is actually, how do I want to say this? A more energetically sustainable way for you to function and exist. Ooh, we got the bear and shark. Bear is kind of the energy I was feeling with you. I feel more like high priest, high priestess, but bear is a recovery energy. Bear comes out when we have been hermiting, when we've been kind of closed off. Shark is also telling me that you're probably still there. Still doing this like navigating, exploring your inner self, inner world, your inner universe, so to speak. Why is the shark here? Shark is perceived threat. It's perceived threat. You're understanding the shark. You're seeing the shark. It's the shark is everything that I was already kind of talking about. When people are actually wanting something from you and not necessarily wanting to give back, or wanting something from you, wanting to get into your bubble, get into your energy, get into your world, in a way that's actually detrimental for you energetically. It's about your energy. I'm not saying that these people are like out to steal everything that you got. Maybe a little bit of manipulative energy, maybe a little bit of taking advantage, maybe they're a little selfish, maybe a little narky, but I'm not sensing like super evil maniacal, right? This is more about, how does this want to come out? The invasion of your energy. There's a word, it wants to come out. Hold on, let me see if it'll come. The tainting of your energy, the taking advantage of your energy, the corruption of your energy, the crime against your energy, right? It's like, it's about that. It's about that. And again, you're starting to see this clearer about certain people, or just as a pattern that you've been a part, that you've been experiencing on your journey. Interesting. We have oyster at the bottom. That's a protective energy. Any messages or insights from my earth signs? Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Peacock. Okay. It's funny, right? Because you're pulling your energy within, and I think the people around you are sensing that, and so they want to come in closer. That's actually what I'm feeling with Peacock. Peacock to me is a superficial energy. In this deck, it actually speaks of like beauty and captivation, and I feel that captivation. I feel this draw. Like the fact that you're being so within, it's almost making your energy stronger to the point where people are like, whoo, wanting to get even more, wanting to get more of you. And I'm hearing like energetic supply. So some of you guys might be dealing with some narcissists, so just keep that in mind. Yeah, because I can feel you've been getting drained or overwhelmed when you're dealing with these people. Some of you, it's not people. Some of you, it's also like, oh God, I don't want to say this. Some of you, it's actually like pressure you put on yourself to do things, to be in Aries energy. Aries is also a doer. Aries goes, initiates, gets shit done, right? I think this applies more for my Cappies, because you guys are really the like, right? You guys do a lot. You can't help yourselves. Anyway, I mean, I'm speaking all their signs, but yeah. The pressure and stress that you put on yourself to do drains you. It can drain you if you're not careful. It's putting so much emphasis and focus outside of yourself. Any way that that's happening, I keep feeling it's like really circulating around people. I'm really feeling that social energy and maybe some social anxiety that goes along with that too. Like if you're always doing for people, that actually keeps you less anxious. Interesting. Why is that? Why is that, earth signs? It's almost like you feel anxious or triggered if you're just being with people, or you're just being you and they're just being them. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of anxiety. And again, just gotta call what comes through. Some of you may be on the spectrum. I feel like some of you may be on the spectrum, especially if any of you have been like masking. Because it has this vibe of like, did I read that right? Did I do that right? Did I say that right? Like almost trying to figure out like, how do I want to, yeah, it's like a figuring out the social dynamic. And it's like, if you can't figure it out, it makes you anxious. So if you're always doing for somebody or always being of service to somebody, you know that, oh, that's what it is. You know that makes people happy. You know that that is like in some way has you to like in some way that makes you socially acceptable. Wow. Okay. Who am I talking to? But anyway, in present time, you're realizing how much of showing up for others, doing for others, giving so much of your energy to the external, or putting so much emphasis and focus on putting your energy into creating or being productive, how draining that has been for you. And also how much it's actually disconnected you from you. Like how much it's disconnected you from understanding like all of your innerness, your inner world, and how vast and amazing and beautiful and powerful that is. It's led to less opportunities to really appreciate yourself. And this is also coming down to selfish versus selfless, right? I feel like I'm speaking to earth signs who've been very selfless. You haven't exactly been all that selfish. Again, in a healthy way. But with the peacock, this whole process that you're going through, it's not internalizing, it's just going within. That's all it is. It's just going within. It's withdrawing your energy, withdrawing your focus. It's making your energy stronger. And it's making people actually want more of you. It's making people like, ooh, earth sign has more energy. Ooh, earth sign has more light. You know, they want to like get up in there. And people who have been taking advantage of that, they're going to want a lot more because they can see you've kind of got a little oomph back, even if you're not giving it to anybody. But I keep wanting to come back to this anxiety because this isn't for everybody, but for those where you do have anxiety, social anxiety, you know, a lot of you, this could just be connecting to experiences where you really were not accepted. This is part of the collective victimization that we're working through this week, where you were judged, you were criticized, you were gossiped about, you were shamed for just being you. And again, if you're always doing for your, like doing, being productive, or if you're always helping people or showing up for people, then you know that makes people happy. And then how, you know, you don't need to have anxiety, right? If you know you're being accepted. But if you switch that up and you go within and you're just being, you're kind of going back to your natural baseline. And that can be scary. That can definitely bring that anxiety back up, right? Because then it's like, oh, I'm putting myself at risk again to be victimized. This is another thing that I'm getting for some of you too. And I think this actually speaks more to, and for whoever this applies, I think this speaks more to your spiritual maturity, emotional maturity. Some of you are naturally very quiet. And for some reason that aggravates people. It makes people uncomfortable. That's because there are a lot of people who can't sit in silence or don't want to sit in silence. Some of you are very content not talking. And some people might project onto you and say things to you or perceive that as like, you know, I don't know, that you have some sort of dysfunction of some sort. But if you're content just being quiet, you're content just being quiet. Any other messages or insights for my earth signs? Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Interesting. Nightingale. And you know what? It landed on the shark and the peacock. It landed on both of those. It was actually more like this. It was more like that. It was more like that. Ooh. This pressure to speak. Again, have boundaries, right? If people come to you wanting more, wanting you, wanting your energy, because again, your energy is getting stronger. It's getting recharged. It's getting recharged, basically. It's getting recharged. So people who've been relying on you for energetic supply, they want more and they want it now. Put boundaries where need be. Obviously, even if you need to speak up on that. But then I'm also getting this pressure to speak, pressure to speak, pressure to speak. Some of you, that's like really a source of your anxiety because you can feel how much people want you to speak because they're uncomfortable with silence. Again, for who this applies. But maybe you don't want to waste your energy speaking. Maybe you don't. Learning to be comfortable with that. Learning to be comfortable with that. Yeah, because I feel like the talking that's happening from you, it's very calm. It's very calm. It's very minimal. I keep getting this might like really throw people off around you. Any other messages or insights for my earth signs? Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Overall, ooh, vulture, death magic. transformation, letting things that fall away, decay, that no longer need to be in your life, basically. Wow. You're kind of writing out a storm is kind of what I'm seeing here. We have vulture, gazelle, and turtle. Turtle. What was all of a sudden my mouth broke. I don't know what happened. As you're going within, you're being within, you're loving your energy, you're getting to a baseline that maybe you haven't been at in a long time, right? And also understanding this pressure to speak, understanding social anxiety with having to like be a certain way to be socially acceptable, all these things, right? And has, especially as it is related to doing, or doing for others because you know that was socially acceptable. The doing for others, the needing to do and be productive, some of you might also have been doing that out of avoidance, of avoiding the discomfort and anxiety you actually have. But anyway, so coming back to this, with vulture, gazelle, and turtle. Turtle is like a slow energy. It's a move cautiously, move patiently, go with the flow. It also speaks of ancestors being around. Gazelle is like a 3 of wands, patient, waiting, watching, observing energy. And then we have vulture. I feel like this is you. I think you're watching people around you get annoyed, maybe even freak out a little bit that you're doing this. And you're just kind of like, again, calm, speaking minimally, not giving your energy away unnecessarily just because somebody wants it. Yeah. Oh, and underneath turtle we have starfish and dolphin. You are magnetic right now, earth signs. You are. And then we've got dolphin energy here. Dolphin is healing energy. It's also the healer, mystic energy. It's also very playful, sensual, very childlike, very Geminian. Everybody loves the dolphin. And like I said, your energy is getting recharged here. But even as it's getting recharged, it's like, again, not giving it away to people unnecessarily just because they want your energy. Oh, this actually making me a little sad. There is this desire. Oh, it's like, oh, it's making me a little emotional. You guys might have a little bit of an emotional moment this week. I feel like this, I'm totally tapping into your inner children. Of, I just want to have fun. I just want to have fun. I just want to have fun. I just want to play. I just want to like be with people who will let me have fun and play with them. And like I literally am tapping into like your inner children here. And maybe you didn't have that a lot growing up. This isn't for everybody. But it's this, I just want to be me. And I want to be socially accepted. I don't want to be taken from. I don't want expectations of me. I don't want to jump through hoops or whatever. I just want to have fun and play and be and frolic. And do that with others. I just want to do that. I feel like I'm tapping into a much bigger message here. One of the hardest things I think socially about our world is that, how do I want to say this? Everybody gets programmed with expectations, right? And it's like, we always feel like that's unfair. I think everybody feels like that's unfair, right? That it's like, why are these expectations being placed on me as a child or as an adult or whatever, within a family or work or what have you, in a way that it's like the expectation goes against who you are as a person, as a human being. Right? So then it's like you get these expectations placed on you unfairly. You don't feel great about it. No one ever does. And then you go about in the world, and because those expectations were placed on you, you have those expectations now. And if someone else isn't abiding by the rules that you're abiding by, there's a disconnect. Sometimes there's a trigger happens. Sometimes judgment happens, right? Sometimes we will treat someone unfairly for it's like, I had to do this, so everyone has to do this, and you're not doing this, so something's wrong with you. Right? When someone's living in their truth in a way that you are not because of expectations and programming that's been placed on you, it can create that. It can create conflict. It can create a trigger. It can create this feeling of shame, of unfairness. And then we want to, what's the word? Words are so hard, man. This, the word for this. What is the word? Give me the word, please. Give me the word. Um, Chastise? No, that's not it. Reprimand people for that? Punish people for that? For not living by expectations that maybe you're forcing yourself to live by? Earth signs. Yeah, let's get rid of the virus of victimization. Can we please do that? Which also apparently is related to the virus of expectation. Yeah, we got some sad inner children here. Anyway, Earth signs. Let's move on to tarot cards. This is going to be a long reading for you. Yeah, we'll do Rider Waite. Actually, now we're going to do Light Series Tarot. That one wants to work with you. Any messages or insights from Earth signs? Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Oh, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. We're bringing up the body again. Earth signs, you might find as you are continuing to like go within, be in your little inner world, explore your inner universe. You might also become, again, very aware of your physical body and like energetically how it's been affected by all of this. I'm almost getting this like consistent daily healing. I don't know how else to explain that. Like having a practice every day, whether it's meditation, breath work, exercise, a project even. It's like some sort of daily practice that gets you into your internal world, but also gets you connected to your body. Where I can feel this like over time slow release, slow release, slow release, slow release, slow release. There's maybe release of like physical pain, tension, nerve pain, slow release of emotional shit, feeling lighter and lighter and lighter. It's like slow and they brought up the turtle again. Slow and steady, slow and steady, slow and steady through this transformation, through this change, through this death process. Any other messages or insights from my Earth signs? Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. They're bringing up that phrase where attention goes, energy flows. I think that's the phrase. That's how it's coming through anyway. Where attention goes, energy flows. Again, coming back to the impact of giving your energy away versus keeping it within and like nurturing it. Oh, that feels yummy even just doing that. And like nurturing it, cultivating it, right? It's like if you're giving your energy to people or to things outside of you, guess what? Whew, empty battery. Right? Right. Not to say you shouldn't, give to people. It's all about balance. It's all about healthy relationships, right? And boundaries. Any messages or insights from my Earth signs? Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Okay, God, I gotta stop. There's another channeling coming up. Earth signs, I feel like you guys have a lot of little collective messages here. I also wanted to do a video on this. People who are very sensitive. Emotionally sensitive, energetically sensitive, maybe you're on the spectrum, whatever. To me, it's all correlated. This thing that we do to people, and this is totally a victimization, by the way, and I think women experience it more than men, but I think everybody experiences it at some point in time, but especially those who are highly sensitive. When someone goes, you take things too seriously, or you're too sensitive, or, you need to get better control of your emotions. That's really not okay. Right? That's not okay to say to people. That's not okay to put that shit on people. It's like, no, you're uncomfortable with their emotions. Right? Because whoever's sensitive or too sensitive or takes emotions too seriously, those are their emotions. Those are their emotions. And they're expressing it. They're living it. And for someone to come along and go, you're too sensitive. You take things too seriously, whatever. It's like, it invalidates people, and it also speaks way more about the person saying it, that it makes them uncomfortable. because of however they are with their own emotions. And that's the other thing. Not everybody is sensitive. Not everybody is so emotionally sensitive. Not everybody is so connected to energies or emotions or empathy or sympathy even, or compassion or what have you. And that could be because of their own shit, or maybe that's just not who they are. And that is okay. But to judge others for having a larger capacity for an emotional experience or whatever is really not okay. Or signs, some of you guys might be also working through that as well. Interesting that came up. Any messages or insights for the collective, for Earth sign, excuse me. Like I said, so collective messages in the Earth sign. Any messages or insights for Earth signs pertaining to the spread? Beautiful. Oh, that is yummy. Ace of Swords and the Empress. Look at her. She's got the earth in her belly. She's got water wings. I'm loving it. She's just like this powerful celestial being. This is what you're seeing about yourself, Earth signs. And like even with the Ace of Swords, I love this deck, by the way. It's actually really brilliantly designed. The Fibonacci spiral with the light coming through on top of the crown, divine truth, higher wisdom. You're seeing this about yourself. You're getting a chance to really see how powerful you are, how amazing you are, how beautiful you are, how much you have to offer, which is also why people want, right? But also how much you do need to honor your energy, your energetic reserves, and to also protect this, right? Not in a way where it's shutting everybody out, right? But how much value you and your energy hold. Again, discovering your inner universe. So beautiful. I've never looked so closely at these cards before. Just brilliantly designed. Any other messages or insights for my Earth signs? Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Let's see. Queen of Swords in reverse and the Five of Wands in reverse. It's really drawing my attention to the Whale and Orca Elders card in relation to this, which is about being you, being yourself, sharing who you are, sharing your light, and showing it, but again, in a healthy way, right? In a healthy way. They're highlighting again the emotional interconnectedness of whales. I feel like I'm speaking to Earth signs who are very highly sensitive. Again, psychically, energetically, and emotionally. Emotionally. So you guys can have strong water placements. Not necessarily. We actually have a lot of air here. That Five of Wands is like the inner fight, the inner anxiety, the inner tension, and then this expectation that you have of people to victimize you if you're not doing for them, or if you're not being productive, or if you're not being a certain way. This is what you need to see. How to not be engaged in that Five of Wands energy, how to not think about that Five of Wands energy, how to not perpetuate that Five of Wands energy, because I really feel like it's, because it's a perception, it's an expectation, you worry so much about it happening to you, and it's sometimes it can show up in your external reality, but if you learn to understand why you worry about it in the first place and work through that and let that go, you can be free and just be free to be in your inner world, walking around in your inner world and the outer world. It's interesting how that wanted to come out like that. I feel like Spirit's whispering in your ear. I'm getting that strong feeling too. You might be having a lot more clairaudient experiences. A lot of love. I feel like Spirit's just whispering love to you. Little love whispers from Spirit. Any other messages or insights from my Earth signs? Yeah, Four of Swords. Being within. Four of Swords is the minor to the major Hermit. It's being within. Like I said, you also had Bear. Bear is being within. Recharging. You're recharging. I do feel like you need a break from people. Maybe even a break from, like, you know, specific relationships that just keep taking. I keep also getting that you would really benefit from a daily practice that gets you into your internal world, like meditation or, like I said, exercise, whatever it is for you. Everyone's different. But just to maintain that. I love that she's in a nest. It just feels so womb-like, right? It's very, very womb-like. Some of you guys are spending a lot of time at home, which, again, is part of recovery. Any other messages or insights for my earth signs? Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Ooh. Seven of Wands and the Eight of Swords. I keep hearing the word anxiety for you over and over and over and over and over. It's interesting too, right? Because this is also about just allowing you to be you, your natural baseline, no matter how people react and no matter how weirded out people are. And I kind of getting that vibe here, right? It's like in the mirror, she's all tied up, not even looking at anything. And here she's like free. It's like, this is really you. And this is you, like, you know, having that anxiety, doing for others, being an energetic supply, all those things. With the Seven of Wands being there, it's like, I feel like you do struggle a little bit to face this. Masking. I keep hearing masking again. I think you've learned almost like how to master hiding your anxiety. Certain people might trigger that and then it just comes like flying out. But yeah, for the most part, I feel like you really mastered how to mask your anxiety to the point where it's like that's also why you need this alone time and internal exploration, because you've gotten so good at it that sometimes you forget it's there. Or maybe how extreme it can be. But it's time to have courage to face it. It's time to have courage to face that. To face that and then also have the courage to really just be you, regardless of how uncomfortable people get. Or how judgmental people get. Any other messages or insights for my earth signs? Social energy, Three of Cups in the overall. Wow, with Six of Wands. Wait a minute, what? Justice in reverse. There's something funky going on there. And then we have Seven of Pentacles in reverse with the Death card. Two of Cups and Temperance. So there's healing via relationships for sure, with that Two of Cups, Death card, and Temperance being there. There's healing and reconciliation with certain relationships. But this, what precedes all of this, hold on, let me put this in the right order. Oh no, that was the right order. But what precedes the Death card, this is like very strange energy to me, because Three of Cups, Six of Wands, that's having very happy, victorious celebrations with people, being seen and recognized by people. And then we have Justice in reverse with the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. Oh, I see. Thank you. The betrayals you've experienced, the injustices you've experienced, the judgment you've experienced, the shame you've experienced. That's what it is. That's what's being highlighted here and being seen and being recognized. How people have misjudged you, or how people have taken from you. You're recognizing this within yourself, and so recognizing that, it's like you can be confident and claim this is me, and it's okay that I am me, right? And not like give in imbalanced ways to people. There's such a deep desire for social acceptance here, Earth signs. Some of you might have even been like, how do I want to say, wanting to strive for the Six of Wands, to be the hero, almost want to say, the hero, the winner, because it led to people loving you, liking you, wanting you around, when really it was just a disservice to you, and it was harmful for you, and it was a waste of your energy. But I do feel that for some of you, you are getting recognition from certain individuals in your life, maybe even one individual here, maybe even just one individual, who sees it, who sees really who you are, and who sees what you've gone through, and is very much fine with you not overgiving or doing all the time, and just having you be you. But yeah, I mean, I really am getting that though with the Six of Wands. Like, being the best, or being number one, or being successful, or being the hero, or being the one that people turn to. If you have to compromise and sacrifice your energy to this extent, it's imbalanced, it's karmically imbalanced, and it's draining you. Wow. So Earth signs, take your time. Take your time out to explore the inner world of Earth sign. It'll be worth it. It'll be so worth it. Okay? All right, Earth signs, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I'm going to go ahead and move into air. And yeah, let's go ahead and do that. I don't know why I thought I was going to stop the recording. I got really sucked in there. I was like, wait, I'm still here. Okay. Air, do it 39:30. Okay. Alrighty. Air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Any messages or insights from my air signs? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. They're showing me wands for you. So you're kind of moving into some fire energy, air signs. Woohoo! Sea serpent. Sacral chakra, passion and desire, creativity, creative expression. It's also very watery too at the same time. It's kind of like fire water energy, I would say, in this deck. So nice. We got sacral lit up for you. With the wolf. Wisdom is what I just heard. With the wisdom of wolf. What are you looking to do, air signs? Feels like you're focused. Almost feels like you're in Aries. You're focused. You're really focused on something. Something that you feel very passionate about. Something that really gets your fire going. Now, God, the eyes in the wolf are so like, they never stand out to me. But for you, they're really standing out here. You've got the focus and wisdom of the wolf. You want to go for something. You want to act on something. You want to do something. It feels like strong Aries energy. All right, what are you so focused on? Any other messages or insights? Dragonfly, perception. This can speak of perceptional shifts or just highlights the importance of perception and insight and psychic abilities and discernment. Again, this laser focus. The dragonfly has come out a lot with Sea Serpent and for the collective, like the last, I don't know, maybe month or so. You're so focused. You're so focused, it's like almost quiet. Like, I don't feel like you're talking a lot. It's like whatever you're focused on, you're freaking focused on it. It's like very tunnel vision. You're trying to understand it. You're trying to see how you can get it. You're trying to formulate a plan, but it's like you're getting like more and more fired up with Sea Serpent being there. You're seeing how the pieces can fall into place. get laser focused. We just keep getting laser focused. Any other messages or insights for my air signs? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. I knew that card was going to come out. I should have just called it Firefly, Spark of Inspiration. This is like a spark of fire. It doesn't last very long, so it's important to act on it when this happens. Your fire is already building. Your sacral is already churning. And like while you're focused on this and you're seeing the pieces fall into place, it's almost like you get a download. And it's like, it's what you've been waiting for. And it's like the final pieces, and you know how to act, you know how to execute, you know how to approach, how to achieve. Like you know the plan, you know the perfect plan of how to go for what it is that you're wanting, that you're desiring. It feels like a download. Interesting. The camel. Now that the camel that's been coming out recently, the camel card's been coming out recently, and I keep feeling this like survival mode with it. Like before, when the camel come out, I'd be like, oh, like efficiency and sustainability, and it's like it does speak to that, but I keep having this feeling of like drag with it, of like being in a position of almost suffering. Yeah. Oh my. You have some superficial energies here. Okay, so whatever it is that you want, air signs, the action that's required is communication. Some of you guys, this is confronting somebody. I kept looking at deeper cards, and it was a lot of superficiality, calling someone on their shit, maybe. Ooh, ow. I gotta find out what happened to my eye. Anyway, overall, we have Camel and Panther. Panther is catharsis. Panther is release. Camel is like you have been in a place where you haven't been happy. You've been kind of struggling or restricted. You've been put in a position of, this is my card of walking through the desert for 40 days and 40 nights. This is why your sacral's been churning, because you want out. You want out. And you just have been trying to figure out how to get out. And it's like the pieces have been coming, the pieces have been coming, the pieces have been coming. But the second the firefly comes, you have everything you need. You see the full plan. You see the full way to execute this, and you're just like, enough. This is air signs going, enough. I've had enough. I'm not doing this shit anymore. I'm not going to be in the desert for 40 days and 40 nights. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Underneath the Panther, I'm just going to show you all the cards that came out. We have Hummingbird with Peacock. Peacock is very superficial to me. Hummingbird can come in a few different flavors. Hummingbird sometimes to me is a timing energy, like an explosion of now. Do it now. And I am feeling that with you. And then behind the Peacock is Stingray with Black Egg. I feel like you're actually the Stingray with the Black Egg speaking to a peacock, unmasking a situation for what it is, unmasking the fact that you have been struggling. No more, no more, no more, no more. And maybe you got into the situation initially because you just felt like you had to. Some of you guys, this is a job. Maybe it's a very matrixy job. Maybe you get taken advantage of at this job. Maybe it's a friend or a relationship, and there's a superficiality there, and it's like you're just kind of been in this place of like, this is not feeding my soul. I'm just kind of going through the motions, and it's not nurturing me anymore. When what is rising within you is also Stingray with Black Egg. Stingray is standing up for the self. It's also spiritual and emotional strength, but Black Egg is throat chakra energy. You're acting on this. You're acting on this. You're acting on this. Yeah. Yeah, wow. For those of you guys where this is a job, you just weren't ready to leave it yet. I've said this before. Sometimes we're not sick and tired until we're really sick and tired, right? Like toxic relationships or karmic relationships. It's like 6 months in, you know you're done, but you hang in there for like 2 more years. Right? Because like you know it wasn't right, you know you were done, but like you weren't like done. Like something in your soul wasn't ready to like totally let go or detach or stand up for yourself. You've known this for a while, air signs. You've known you want it out. But how? And something just lights within you. I do feel like, again, a lot of you, it's a download, like the final piece of how to do it. Some of you, it's also just this inspiration for yourself. Like the stingray of just like, you know what? I'm not doing this shit anymore. Not doing this anymore. Not doing it. Inspiration has a hold of you and you're going for it. I love it. This is very liberating. Let's pull cards. I'm going to do Rider Waite for you. Any messages or insights from my air signs? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. The moon. Emotions, intuition, the subconscious, illusions. I don't think these are illusions. I think this is your subconscious. I think this is your emotions. You know you want out. You know you want out. You know you want to move on. And it's just been stirring and stirring and stirring and stirring. Before it was subconscious, and at some point you became aware of it. And maybe even that was a long process of being like not in denial about it anymore, being like, oh shit, I do want out. I do want out. I want out of this job. I want out of this relationship. I want out of this location. I want something different for myself. Or maybe some of you are going from like matrixy life to more spiritual life, right? It's been a subconscious knowing, and now you're more in your awareness and you're really feeling it emotionally. And then it's like, you see what I'm saying? It's like, it's the slow building. Ace of Pentacles. Any other messages or insights for my air signs? Gemini. Oh, thought we got a peeker. Oh. Yeah. Look at what's been building here behind the moon. This is what's been behind the moon. Emperor. I knew I felt Aries energy with you. Aries. Ace of Wands in reverse and the Lovers in reverse. You do not want this anymore. Whatever this position is, whatever circumstance this is, again, relationship or a job. I feel like for a lot of you, it's either relationship or a job. Sometimes that could be the same thing if you work with your partner. But anyway, it's imbalanced. It's imbalanced with Lovers in reverse. It's not aligned to your soul, and your soul's been telling you that, and you don't want it. With Ace of Wands in reverse, you don't want it. For some of you, you may even feel like it's compromising your motivation, your vitality, but you're an Emperor upright, which means you're totally in alignment with your own masculine energy, your own ability to take control of the situation. But again, the moon is over all of this. This is what I'm saying. It's like it was subconscious, and now you're becoming aware of it, and now you're feeling it emotionally, and it's just like you're just like, oh my God, I gotta do this. And I don't think you've been sharing this with other people. You've really been keeping it to yourself. Any other messages or insights from my air signs? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Let's see. Interesting. We have Page of Pentacles in reverse and the Six of Cups. Page of Pentacles in reverse can be doubt. It can be insecurity. It can be greed, envy, jealousy. It can be like a false friend. Lack of reliability. As it's tied to the Six of Cups, it's speaking to past energy. It's speaking to childhood patterns, family patterns. It's speaking to the past. I feel like this is a theme / pattern about your inner child. Why have you stayed in this? Air signs, again, I just gotta call a spade a spade. Feeling a distortion. A distortion with security. A distortion with, well, with pentacles, really. That could be money, security, stability, success even. There's a distortion there. I think it's tied to scarcity. As a child, you might have felt like you were in jeopardy. As a child, you might have felt like you had, oh, I'm getting low self-worth, that your worth was really tied to the physical plane, to success, to money, to security, those kinds of things. Because maybe as a child, you were told that's all you're worthy of, right? Maybe a lot of judgment and criticism you experienced as a kid. But I feel like this is distorted thinking. Distorted thinking as it's attached to your own self-worth, and you may be realizing, this is why I've been in this situation, this is why I've been struggling, why I've been in a situation that doesn't feed my soul, that just honestly feels like I'm in the desert, doesn't feel like you're living, even. Air signs. Something rooted in childhood related to that energy. Hold on, what else is this? Sorry, something else is coming through for my earth signs. And again, take the messages as they resonate. I'm getting different messages for different people. I'm getting a jealousy. I'm getting an envy. Some of you might have had a history of struggling with jealousy and envy, which caused you to be put in this position. And so, as an example, just trying to think of examples, maybe you were envious and jealous of people who had money growing up, right? Who had money, or who looked a certain way, or were considered really beautiful or popular, whatever, like status. It's related to status. So you decided to work a crazy job to have status and popularity and all the things, only to realize this is actually not what I want. I'm miserable. So that's an example. Some of you guys in this current situation, you are dealing with somebody who is very jealous, envious, and it just throws you. Like, if that's the case, it's an emperor to a page. Emperor to a page. That's a huge difference in maturity or age or life experience. Ooh, we have an empress at the bottom. Any other messages or insights? You could view someone as really immature, and again, this can be vice versa. I don't know if I said that. Sorry, I'm just in it. Just in the flow. Any other messages or insights from my air signs? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Ooh. Seven of Swords. The ego, man. The ego, the ego, the ego. Again, we're not really sick and tired to a really sick and tired. Some of you stayed in this because of your ego. Again, whether it's tied to distorted beliefs around status or self-worth issues. But again, you know deep down, I made the choice to be in this because of my ego. Breaking away from that can be a hard thing to do, right? Because it's being honest about the fact that I made an ego-driven choice to be in this situation where I am not happy. Any other messages or insights from my air sign? Excuse me, air sign. Maybe you're dealing with an earth sign. Yeah, Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Yeah. I'm not surprised the Wheel of Fortune is in reverse here. Making an ego-driven choice that puts you in this kind of state, being in the desert for 40 days, 40 nights, that is a drag, okay? That is a drag that can feel like routine, that can feel like the mundane, that can make you feel very stuck. That can make you feel very stuck. And then the longer you stay in this, the more that Seven of Swords gets really loud. The harder it is to ignore that this was an ego-driven decision to be in this in the first place. And that, oh shit, staying here is actually holding me back. Staying in this relationship, staying in this job, staying in this situation, it's holding me back. I keep feeling like your inner child, some sort of distortion with your inner child actually was driving this. I'm not saying your inner child is distorted. Let me rephrase that. Some sort of distorted pattern or programming, could even be family values, that you adopted as a child, most likely, has driven this. They've been in the driver's seat, the ego. The ego's been in the driver's seat that is rooted in some sort of distorted programming that is related to your childhood or your past. Could have been envy that was driving you, greed that was driving you, too much emphasis and focus on status, or achieving like traditional security because you didn't feel secure, or achieving some sort of like success or accolades because you have lower self-worth. Again, these aren't judgments. These are just things that are coming through. We're all human. We all work through this shit, right? We all work through this shit. But this ego-driven choice has been slowing your ass down. And you've been slowly building that energy of like, I gotta get out, I gotta get out, I gotta get out, I gotta get out, I gotta get out. Ooh, King of Cups at the bottom. We keep getting interesting cards at the bottom, like Empress, King of Cups, which is very much not this energy that you're in, and it almost is making me feel like there are people in your external reality, or maybe even potentially like that that could help you here, that are just like around you. Any other messages or insights from my air signs? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. 7 of Pentacles. Okay, a plan. Planning. Like I said, trying to get the pieces into place, trying to figure out how to do this and act on this. Overall, we have 8 of Cups in reverse, attachment. Hangman in reverse, spiritual light bulb moment, spiritual growth. 2 of Pentacles in reverse, Jesus. 10 of Swords, 10 of Pentacles, Empress, and the Devil in reverse. Wow. Wait a minute. Oh my God, air signs, what have you been involved in? I saw a lot more people. Okay, first of all, like I said, we're not sick and tired till we're sick and tired. You've been attached to this because your ego's been attached to this situation, because it's been playing off of something from your childhood related to distorted values around security, confidence, self-worth, money, career, achievement, those sorts of things, right? The Hangman in reverse indicates that you are finally seeing this. I feel like this is the Firefly. This is the moment. This is the trigger. This is the clarity. This is the download of, I've been wanting to get out. I've been wanting to get out. Oh my God, I can see how I need to get out now, right? Here's what's interesting. Excuse me. Oh, interesting. Now the Devil's upright. I was going to say that Devil's a weird position to be in. The 2 of Pentacles in reverse, 10 of Swords, 10 of Pentacles, Empress, and the Devil in reverse. There's quite a few things that are coming through here intuitively. First of all, 2 of Pentacles in reverse. You're understanding the imbalance of the situation. You're understanding why you've been indecisive. You're also understanding the choices you need to make. Now with the 10 of Swords, with the 10 of Pentacles, that's endings, but I'm also getting betrayal. So it's like kind of flashing back to this childhood stuff, right? It's like, if you really get in touch with your inner child and these distorted values, you went through some sort of trauma or some sort of event, painful event, if you will, relating to an Empress energy, potentially, maybe even a mother figure or grandmother figure. And you want to release yourself from that trauma, that pain, that distortion. Whatever it was, maybe maybe you lost your home as a kid. Maybe, maybe you went from middle class to, no money's coming in at all, right? That's what's created this. That's what's created that. So that's for some of you. Others of you, you're in a situation that is not healthy. Okay, you're in a situation where there's a lot of pain, there's a lot of toxicity between you and an Empress. And the toxicity needs to go. The toxicity needs to be released. Now, the toxicity is related to this. The 6 of Cups with the Page of Pentacles in reverse. It might not even be that they're toxic. It might not even be that you're toxic. It might just be that there's something about the situation between you and this Empress, whether you're in a traditional relationship or a marriage with them, or there's potential for you to be, because that's also something I'm getting. I'm gonna repeat that again. Some of you are in a relationship, Emperor, Empress. It could be a marriage, could be a long-term relationship. You could be living together. Some of you, the Empress just knows the Emperor, okay? And there's perceived pain and toxicity around the Empress and Emperor, but it's not because of the individuals, it's because of this. It's because of a pattern. It's because of something from childhood. It's because of some sort of distorted something relating to trauma that bred greed or bred jealousy or bred envy or bred this overemphasis on status and image and material and success and all of that stuff. Okay? Okay. I feel like there's something else that was coming through here. For those of you where you are in a committed relationship, you might decide that you do need to end it with the Ten of Swords being there, that actually is what's best. I keep feeling, though, what's really the problem is this. This is actually the problem. Somebody's immaturity because of some sort of trauma or distortion from childhood that is related to status, to money, to jealousy, to greed, to envy, to scarcity mindset. That's really what it is. That has led to ego-driven behaviors that has led to this whole situation feeling unbearable. And really has caused this to come to a standstill. Now, this is just about you. Like I said, it's relating to trauma from your past, from a mother figure or a feminine figure of some kind. It's a lot going on there. Underneath that, I know. 4 of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, and the 7 of Cups. That's abandonment. There's illusion going on there. There's not really feeling super secure. There's this is a murky, mucky sort of energy here. Yeah, you just get more people. Knight of Cups and the Knight of Wands in reverse. So, not to make this reading super complicated, but I did think that this was pretty important to come in after that Empress, 10 of Pentacles energy. We do have an Emperor, an Empress, and a Queen of Pentacles. Okay. For those of you guys where it's about a relationship, it really depends on what really depends on the status of your relationship. If you've been in a long-term relationship and it's toxic because somebody is hung up on this and they can't get over it, yeah, maybe time to split. And if you are splitting, there may be someone around you that can help you sort this out. If there is cheating going on, there's cheating going on. I'm not here to talk about cheating. But some of you can really work through this energy, especially if this is your own. Right? Especially if it's your own and not the other person's. Some of you it is related to abandonment. Abandonment that threatened your security. Your physical security, your confidence, your self-worth, all of that stuff. We literally have the Queen of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles. I keep feeling this mother figure, older feminine figure, grandmother figure. That's what I keep feeling relating to this childhood pattern, air signs. This childhood, this distortion picked up in childhood. And it's definitely affecting a situation for a lot of you between an Emperor and an Empress. Whether you are committed or not. Whether you know of each other and maybe it's not going so well. Okay, maybe it's not going so well. And for those where there's more about a job, you want to get out of a job situation, this is reflecting on why you stayed in the first place, why you did it in the first place, and it's relating to something that happened between you and a feminine figure in your childhood that threatened your security in the form of confidence, self-worth, or money, finances, a house. God, this is huge. What a mess. What a mess, air signs. At the end of the day, you just got to have an honest moment with yourself. You just need to reflect on this childhood pattern of yours, if it is yours. Like I said, if you're dealing with an Empress, it could potentially be theirs. But yeah, it's time. You got to get out of this. 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 If this is, like I said, a job, this is your own shit that you got to work through. Okay. Oh, all right, air signs. That is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. We got a crazy week ahead. These readings for the elements this week was really insane, and the fact that I had to do three parts was also kind of like a little strange and a little overwhelming. But I hope that these messages found you well. Okay? All right, air signs, I love you. Take care, and I'll see you soon.